Thank you so much for coming here to Pi Radio. It is such a pleasure to have you and to host you all the way from South Africa. So, my name is Amanda Ngonongomo, Tago Mangomo Masola, and I am here, one of the presenters here at Pi Radio. So, please, Simmy, let us know about you. Tell us about you and just, about who you are and who is Simmy.
Okay, shucks. CV, tell us about yourself.
Just tell us about yourself, girl. Feel free.
Simmy is a vocalist, songwriter, composer, storyteller from South Africa. I'm under Owl Music.
Yes.
I come from a very small hometown called Tegela, hence the title of my album.
Yes.
Very rural, but yeah, the girl is here in Johannesburg.
Amazing.
That's really neat.
Wow, amazing. So, you said you're a singer, you're a songwriter. What kind of inspired you to music? What was it? You've always grew up around music? Have you always loved it? What kind of inspired you to start music?
What inspired me really, I come from a very musical family, especially my dad.
Yes.
I always tell this joke about my dad coming home at like 11 p.m. And just playing maybe Dolly Parton or a group called Soul Brothers.
Yes.
Brenda Fassie and the Big Dudes. And in a way, I guess, because I was always listening to this, it was instilled within me. And I grew from hating it, from it being this loud noise in my ears.
Yeah.
To me, really just, loving everything about music and just wanting to know more about it as well. And I guess that's why I'm also here. Yeah.
Amazing. So from reading about you, because we have to do a bit of research, see what Simmy's doing. So so from reading about you and understanding, I understand that you did apply for SA Idols and South Africans Got Talent. Tell me a bit about that. How did that go? And when did you actually apply? And what was the process like? I've never really, I always see the shows, but I want to know what's the process like.
I got here in Johannesburg in 2016.
Yeah.
And immediately when I got here, I did my first audition for South African Idol. And shucks, I didn't even make it to TV. I just made it through to producers level. So I auditioned, and then there was like a group of 10 people. Then you go through to the producers level.
Yeah.
And I got a call 3 days after that saying, sorry, you didn't make it through. After that, I took another chance on SA's Got Talent.
Yes.
There, I didn't get any feedback. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is not going to work. But I think my love for music was just, it didn't stop there because at the same time, I was in communication with Sana Musician, who's the one person that I actually started this journey with.
Yes.
And his whole team as I'm in the company as well. So, from Idols to SA's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I got a 9 to 5, but now at the same time, I had met the guys. I got into the studio with Sana Musician, and now it was just a juggle between my 9 to 5 recruitment and music. And 2 years after that, 2018, I left my 9 to 5 and decided to do music full time because it was working for me. And honestly, I didn't want to ruin my reputation where I was in recruitment. And music just made sense for me. So
Oh wow, that's amazing. So I like the fact that you said, so when you didn't get through, did you have a kind of a thought that, I don't want to do music anymore, or was it just kind of like, because from the sound of it, you just kept pushing through, which is nice to hear, because a lot of people will be like, nope, I'm done, like this is not for me, I'm over it, I'm just going to try something else. But I like the fact that you kind of pushed through, and look where you are now. You're just here, you're selling albums, you're selling records, and you're doing what you love. So are you glad you kind of pushed through, kind of went through with it, and kind of still kept creating music?
I'm very grateful for just carrying on, because I think that another thing that I've always appreciated was the fact that I always took music as a hobby, and really didn't think that I was good enough for people to like Simmy's voice. So me going to audition it was just really me taking a risk and wanting to experience this thing that I've always been seeing on TV.
Yeah.
So I was really not going there because I know for a fact that I'm going to make it through. Even starting my career in music, I was still just taking a chance. With music, it's always been education and just learning and experiencing it because I just love that much.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that my yearning and just being interested in the whole thing has got me here. And I still have more to learn,
Yes.
which I'm definitely open to. So yeah, I'm really really glad I didn't give up.
Oh no, I'm so glad you did it because we wouldn't be doing this interview. So yes, I'm so glad you did it. So tell us about your creative. So tell us about your creative process because I know you're a singer, but you're also a singer-songwriter. So do you have to be in the mood? Because I'm not. I don't know. I can't sing, so I don't really know how people write music. But I know when people write music, I know they must. Are you outside? Are you in the shower? Are you in the bath? Are you on the? Do you know where are you? Like, what kind of gets you writing your music? What kind of gets you writing Simmy's amazing tracks and hits? Like, where do you have to be? Do you have to be in a certain space, or does it just come to you like naturally?
I really enjoy being in the studio while the music is created, like from sample, because that's how I was trained as well. I got a lot of my training with Rossi recording from Salon musicians. So I'd just be there in studio and he'd be there pulling samples. And for example, I'd hear a sample that reminds me of an old song that I used to know. And from there, I'm like, okay, let me just wait. Maybe when he plays the keys or adds another sample that's going to make sense to this sample that I loved. And from there, really, I could have the funniest chorus or the funniest melody in my head. But I will be like, okay, as much as the chorus is funny, my verses have to make sense.
Yes.
And then I just try to create that whole story, whether it's a true story, whether it's an experience that I've gone through, or whether I'm just like, okay, I feel like right now I have to tell the story. But really, there's never a specific thing that inspires me. But one thing that I know I do like, I like being in my own corner.
Yeah.
Very shy. I'll start like singing, softly and be like, okay, I think I have an idea. And then that's me, I don't have to be in some fancy place or whatever, but I must say nature, the ocean, when I go there, that's where I get my peace and I just come back revived and everything. But yeah, I just love my own corner, no noise, just the producer and myself.
Yeah.
And we work.
And you work. So you don't have to be in a certain vibe, but you did say nature kind of gets you into a nice writing kind of zone as well. Amazing. So let's talk about your album. You said your album, fun fact that I never knew that your album actually, you said it originates from where you're from. You said the small city that you're from. So what inspired your album? Because I know you dropped it in 2018 and then last year again you dropped another one, Tungela Fairy, Made of Stars. So please tell us about that and more about that.
My album title is actually a play on words. Where I come from is Together Ferry, spelled Ferry, and then I just put the ferry, and that really just, for me, it was to show my love for fairy tales, storytelling as well, and to show who Simmy is, where I come from, and what I'm just about with regards to music. And then moving over to my second album, I felt like I had to keep the same title because it was still me. On the first album, I didn't have a lot of time, to finish up or really be free and brave and do whatever I wanted to do with the album. But with the second album, I was more experienced and more hands-on. And specifically the Made of Stars thing came from the fact that I got to feature artists that I really wasn't able to work with on my first album, like Black Motion, The Couple, Amifak, all those people. So it was just, really the second album is like, okay, now it's still the Together Free, but a braver Together Free, taking more risk, and I'm grown, I've learned so much, and this is what I have to offer. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So it's like paying homage to where you're from, like, and where you started and stuff. So it's really nice to see. So you said you got to work with more artists than you did in your second album. How was that working with Black Motion and all the other artists that you got to work with? How was that? How was that experience?
It was crazy, man. I think at this point in my career, I didn't really think I would have the chance to work with those people, because even before music, it's just guys or producers rather that I've always just looked at and was like, oh, okay, they do this. I didn't really think they would, because it takes what it takes to work with a person is, okay, you come forward and you're like, okay, would you like to work with me? Do you like my vibe?
Yeah.
And shout out to Sound Musician as well, because, you know, he connected me to these people, and it
Amazing.
was
Shout
kind
out
of,
him.
it was easier for me to communicate with
Yes.
them.
Yes.
But yeah, it was not an easy thing to do because I respected them that much,
Mm.
and I wasn't really sure if they're gonna like my vibe, but it just made sense. It was beautiful. You know, they were not coming to me as Black Motion or Da Couple. It
Yeah.
was just, you know, guys that love music.
That love
And
music.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really, really loved that about them. And I guess that's the experience that I took from them. Yeah.
Oh wow, amazing, amazing. So your favorite place that you've performed and why? So think about where you performed, and if there's one place you could say, do you know what, Amanda, this is my favorite place. I loved it. I know there might be a couple, but your favorite. Or even two favorite places actually. Yeah, let's say two favorite places that you've performed.
Two favorite places. It has to be outside of South Africa. I love my country, but the places are outside. It's Botswana.
Yeah.
Number one, definitely Botswana.
Amazing.
And Namibia. The love was crazy in Namibia as well. And for me, it's just that thing of they don't know the language. They don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, you know, for example, Botswana was the first outside country to just give us love.
Yeah.
Before South Africa got a hang of, you know, our vibe and our music. But yeah, those two countries, I've had such beautiful moments. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So it's nice. So with what you do, obviously you get to go out into different countries and get to travel. Is there places that you think in the future that you would love to also go to and perform? Is there anywhere in particular that you think, do you know what, I would love to go and perform there as well? Obviously post-COVID.
Definitely. I'd love to perform in shucks. Actually, England.
Yes, we need you here.
Sitting here because I've always wanted to come there, you know, besides the music and everything. I've always wanted to just experience, because I always see the green vibes and I'm like, okay, the countryside especially.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I want to go there. Also Spain.
Yes.
Brazil. Shucks, I'm a very
yeah.
I love wild people, you know, where I get on stage and people are just going wild and just loving the music and going crazy. But yeah, and Sweden as well, because of the whole dance music vibe there. I just love it. So I would really like to experience that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
USA as well.
America, yes.
I would love to experience USA. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Nice. As hopefully I'm praying that obviously post-COVID that you will get to go to all these amazing places, because I know, yeah, it's definitely the nice place. America, definitely. England will be here rooting for you, girl. Like, we want you to come. We'll be like, Simmy's coming. I'll be like, I'm there. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her from the airport. But talking about COVID, and how much do you think COVID, because COVID obviously has affected our lives in so many ways. It's, you know, it came as a virus that just started, and look at us a year later where we are. So how do you think COVID has affected you personally, and how has it affected you as an artist as well? So you personally, how do you think COVID has had an effect on you and you as an artist as well, and in the music industry? Has a lot of things changed, and how have you coped and managed?
Personally, it's been such a dark period, you know, and I'm probably speaking for a lot of people when I say this, because there was a time where I just saw, especially elder people, just losing elder people. You know, you lose your aunt, and then the following week it's like death became a norm.
Yeah.
People were losing jobs, and it was really because if you're not complaining about, you know, that you've lost someone, you're complaining about losing a job, and then literally just, you can't be happy, you know, there's no reason for you to be happy because you just don't see a reason to be. And as an artist, most of our money comes from gigs. You know, there's streaming, there's music streaming and whatnot, but, you know, we go out there, especially me, I think, you know, it was crazy. You know, it was at a point in my career where it was crazy. Gigs were coming in and people were just, you know, have got the hang of me, and they're like, okay, we want to see Simmy, and then all of a sudden it's shut down. And you also just have to find a way to survive without the gigs as well. So yeah, but I was fortunate, you know, because at the time when lockdown started, I remember it was this time actually last year, I was working on my album. So in a way I got to just sit down through the darkness. I had to, and I'm saying unfortunate because I'm that person who always finds positivity in every situation.
Yes.
But it was a very tough time to just be inspired and go into studio and be like, okay, I'm doing an album, you know, I'm working on an album. But I was like, you know what, I guess this just gives me time to rest and focus on my album more. That's why I'm saying I was really just hands-on and got to whatever harmonies I was not able to add on my first album, or whatever vibe that I was trying to experiment with on my first album, I got a chance to do that with my second album. So it was definitely negative, but there was some positivity to it because I have an album out.
Yes.
And I really got to rest. You know, I got to realize that, dude, you tired.
You tired, girl.
So that was the good part of it.
Oh no, that's really good. I like the fact that you said that, you know, there was downside to COVID, because COVID, like I said, has affected us in ways that we are unimaginable. People have lost lives.
Ever.
Honestly, people have lost jobs. People have lost that sense of security, and the world that we used to know is completely changed in a space of a year. So I like the fact that you said, you know, there was a lot of dark times, which I understand. You know, when COVID hit, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? You know, like, everything for me in that place at that period of time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really, really, and it got to me. But, you know, like you said, I'm also a very person, I like to find the positive out of things. And look with you said you managed to get an album, and, you know, managed to write your music. So, you know, out of all the negativity and out of all what's going on in the world, there's still some type of positive, you know, out of it. So I guess, you know, COVID it's awful, but again, there's a lot of blessings, because like you said, you got to rest as well. And I think sometimes we were so rushing in the world we live in, from back to forth, from this place to that place, and we're just trying to like keep up with the world. We don't get a chance to actually rest. So I think COVID gave a lot of people that chance to kind of rest, be with your family, you know, kind of keep ourselves a bit more grounded. So yeah, COVID has changed us in a lot, but again, there's always some positives out of negatives, I guess. Definitely.
You don't like your sibling, you stay with your sibling.
Oh, you're staying with your sibling. Yeah, you wake up together, you eat together, breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's no, you know, you can't go anywhere, you know. So we really had to learn. I've got 3 sisters, so imagine a house full of 3 sisters, my mom and my dad. It was just literally chaos all the time.
You can't go out.
No.
You can't see
anyone. Oh. Honestly, you can just FaceTime them. Honestly, that's it. But after the while, it's like, oh, I FaceTimed you yesterday and today, and I want to just see you, you know? That's very... Talking about your love life and boyfriend, so what's Simmy's love life saying? What's your relationship status saying? Are you dating? Are you in a relationship? Are we getting married? Are we having babies?
Marriage? Oh my God. Not even close. That I'm laughing. Like, you know, it's crazy because I really never want to speak about my private life.
Yeah, I understand.
What I'm realizing is that so many people want to know, and just to free them, I know it's good for some people and it's not good for some people because they're like, well, you know, but Simmy is single.
Yes.
Taken. So yeah, I don't know who's happy about that.
Simmy's just said whoever's happy, whoever's not happy. Well, she said it. She said what she said. So
it is what it is.
Yes, it is what it is. I like that. And I like the fact that you highlighted you're a very private person. So how does it work that you're a very private person, but obviously you must be in the public eye. You're an artist. You meet a lot of other celebrities. You know, you go to all these events, you go to all these gigs. How do you manage to stay focused and grounded and not let the pressures of the world? Because I can understand in the world and the industry, and there's so many pressures, and even the world that we live in as women, sometimes the world expects us to look a certain way, to sound a certain way, to be a certain way. How do you think you don't let that get to you and the pressures of the world to be kind of boxed into a certain box? How do you overcome that, and how do you shine through?
I always laugh because I think I take this from my mom.
Yeah.
You know, she would be going through the most, or just had a fight, or just is angry at that moment, and then a person would come in to walk into the door, and she would be there smiling like, ha, you know. So I think for me it's even tougher being a public figure, you know, just going out there and looking sad. People are happy to see you, you know, as an artist especially. You go on stage, I remember there was a time where I lost my best friend
Mm.
in 2018, December, and I went to Lesotho,
Yeah.
and I got on stage and people just, they screamed, and I was like, okay, I guess it's sunk in that, you know what, right now you really can't be looking sad on stage or
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
So I really took a lot from that. I realized that yes, we are humans, but you know, you just really do what you need to do at that certain time, and you know, you get into your corner, and then you take it in. That's why it's also important to have just some time to take everything in,
Yeah.
rest, and you know, come back to life and be like, okay, what is happening right now? So I think that's just me. If I go out there and I'm looking angry, shucks, it takes a lot. But I think
Yeah.
it really takes a lot, you know. But I'm really not that person, because when I go on stage, people don't know my problems. They're just there because they love my music and they would
Mm.
love to see me as the happy person that they always see. So yeah, I think it was tough at the beginning, but I think I've mastered it.
Yeah.
And I think I'll keep mastering it. You know
Yes,
what?
definitely.
I hope I just stick to being the person that I am. Again, it's also that thing of, there needs to be my private life
Mm.
and
Mm.
Simmy. Like there's Simpiwe and then there's Simmy on
Yes.
stage. So Simpiwe can't be there on stage being like, you know what, guys, I'm going through 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Sasha Fierce. So yeah, I'm really faking it till I make it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
so far,
So far, so
I
good.
think I'm doing well. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry about the passing of your friend that you mentioned. I do. My
Yeah.
condolences to that. But
Thank you.
I do, like, I understand. I think in the world, in the entertainment in the world, you need to have kind of two separate, the Simmy that the world sees, but then there's a Simmy that's also kind of very different to what the world sees. And I like the fact that you have that balance. You know, like the pressures of the world can be, and I can imagine, you know, you must have people messaging you all the time, and when you get on stage and you're jumping from this city to this city, it's like Simmy. So I can understand the pressures that must come with it, but it seems that you have kind of a balance to it. So describe Simmy in 3 words. Like, I have 3 words I could describe you as. I think I describe you as very bubbly, very outspoken, and very, just, you have a nice sense of a nice spirit and a nice vibe to you. But how would you describe Simmy?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Shucks. I'm a weirdo. Very loud. Reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 3, ne?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Loud.
But I'm happy chappy.
So loud,
Yeah.
reserved, and a weirdo.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So loud. Okay, I like the fact that you describe yourself. Why would you say you describe yourself as a weirdo? Do you think you're very?
I'm so awkward.
You don't seem it. That's the thing. Like, you really don't seem it.
No, I would walk. It takes so much. That's why I'm saying I've mastered this whole thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, music chose me, you know, being out there performing for people.
Yes.
That was not part of the plan. But I had to, when I'm on stage, I have to perform and be this person, you know. So I could walk into a room, I don't know how to make friends, and I could just be quiet and sit down without saying a word to anyone.
Yeah.
Until someone comes and frees me, you know, or says hi and starts a conversation. Then
you just start going and talking. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I'm shy. I'm just, it goes with awkwardness and shyness. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting, especially the industry that I'm in, it forces me to just be open and be happy around people.
Of course.
Hi.
And be like
Mingle.
very and mingle, yes, and be like, hi, I'm here, guys, and have that kind of presence. Yeah, I definitely can understand that. I understand with I like the fact that I can understand or relate to the shy, because I'm very shy, I'm very awkward. When I get to places, I'm just like, my name's Amanda, but and people like, you don't really speak. I'm like, no, but then I'm out here, I'm doing interviews, I'm on radio. I'm just like, oh yeah, so you do speak. I'm like, there's a level of like shyness. It just depends, I guess, who you're around or the people that you kind of are around, the people you just see. But any advice that you'd give to any upcoming musicians, any artists, because I know there's someone gonna watch this interview and be like, do you know what, Simmy, I want to do what she's doing. I love her energy, I love what she stands for, that's what her music says. She's a storyteller, you know. What advice would you give upcoming musicians, songwriters and singers?
I think first and foremost, I would just say it's so important to be passionate about this whole music thing, or art as a whole, because you can never you can never know, okay, maybe will people get the hang of me as an artist in 2 years or in 3 years. So it's just important to be passionate about it, so that when you make the decision of choosing music or whatever, it's not because you want to make money or you're like, oh, I'm going to blow up, because no, it's not about that. If you do that, it's really going to depress you. I'm saying this because I know. And another thing, really just enjoy your journey. Don't rush certain things.
Yes.
In music, I think you really need to enjoy yourself. And being a star,
yes,
is a trap. So enjoy while you enjoy your life.
Yes.
Take in every moment, and just be brave and just be yourself.
Yes.
Be yourself, because that's the best you could do. Once you try being someone else, it's really going to be a tough journey, and you can never fake, anything for whatever time.
Yeah.
So yeah, really just be yourself and do you, and I promise people will just take it in, and they will love you, and yeah.
Amazing. I love the advice that you said about be yourself as well. Like, I feel like we always constantly have to just be yourself, and it's important. That's the best version that you can be of, that, yourself. People are going to love and accept you just the way you are. And, I always, as well, like, always tell my little sisters, you know what, whatever you are, and the spaces that you go into and the people that you meet, you're fine just being you. You don't never need to fake it, because God made you like this, and you're beautifully and wonderfully made. So be yourself. So I definitely like that advice. And to all the artists and upcoming artists that are going to watch this interview, the Simmy said, be yourself, take your time, and enjoy the journey. Are you enjoying the journey of being a musician?
I'm definitely enjoying the journey. It's been such an adventure for me. And another thing that I would really love to mention is that I hope every upcoming artist doesn't forget that music is also a business. And I'm saying this because I'm fortunately for me, I have a team that just pushes you to learn so much, take in so much.
Yes.
I've put it in me to be like, okay, let me learn production, and I'm really enjoying it. It's fun. I'm realizing that, okay, it's something that I can actually do. To just equip myself as an artist, doing piano lessons, which is just driving me crazy, because it always used to be something that was far from me. I didn't really think I would do such.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying that as well. So yeah, don't forget to equip yourself as an artist, because you are an asset to everyone out there and yourself as well. And yeah, just to complete and conclude, yes, I'm definitely enjoying so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yes. So good. Yeah, it does get tough, I will not lie.
Yeah.
But whatever, man, you wake up the next day
and you keep going. Yeah.
You keep going, yeah.
Amazing. And one thing I wanted to touch on, your outfits in your music video. Who dresses you? Who styles you, girl? Like, send me their number. Like, I sometimes watch your videos, I'm thinking, yeah, like, love it. The whole production behind your music videos.
That's funny, because I feel like that's a compliment. Thank you.
More than welcome.
I have a tailor, so what I do is I will just give my tailor this idea and say, okay, please make something like this for me. It has to look like this. It has to show some tummy, the color and everything. And then shout out to Sheriff. He just produces it and gives it to me as I had suggested. So yeah, there's really no stylist or anyone that dresses me. I always just have an idea and I give it to my tailor and he pulls it off.
Amazing. Shout out Simmy's tailor, because you be doing the things, you be dressing sis, and we'll just be like, oh my gosh, like, we're in awe. But yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah. So what can we expect from Simmy? What are we looking forward to? Have you got any projects? Is there any other kind of in the entertainment industry? Is there anything else that you would like to in the future hopefully dive in? Is it film? And are you looking to be coming to? Are we going to see you a bit more on TV? Like what are the hopes, and where can we see Simmy in maybe 5 years, 2 years, 10 years? What's your plan?
I've definitely always been or always had love for the entertainment industry as a whole. So in the future, I would love to maybe direct my own film, or write, and give it to people who are would be able to tell the story as best as they can. Couldn't, but I definitely would love to be behind the scenes. I think I'm more of a behind the scenes person, you know, sharing ideas to people who are able to do whatever they can do to just pull it off on the screen. But yeah, but for now, it's definitely more music. And hopefully, you'll probably be seeing Simmy playing the piano, performing live.
Yes.
You know, something like that. Something like that's why I keep saying for me, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
I really want to have fun, and I really, in 5 years' time, I don't want to be the same Simmy that I am
Mm,
now. You know, it has to be the same, but there has to be some certain type of growth
of
under my
course.
name. So even if it gets to a point where I have to groom an artist that I feel like, okay, with this young artist, I feel like I can, I don't know, have an input and maybe create something and give it out there to people to see. So yeah, a lot of plans really. Yeah.
Amazing. I like the fact that you're thinking ahead, and like the fact that you want to share your ideas, and you're talking about hopefully
Yeah.
maybe grooming artists in the future. And you know, I do you think you'll ever open your own record label? You know, is that something in the back of your head? You know, I'm just saying because just in case I thought I wake up one day and like, do you know what, I want to sing. Simmy, can I like be part of your label? Like, I can't really sing well, but you know, like I'll try for you. I'll try.
Listen, there's never not singing well. That's the beauty of being an artist.
Yeah.
Like people, I always make Kanye West an example.
Yeah.
That guy just goes on the mic and does whatever he wants to do.
100%.
It's, you know, it's just however you express yourself. But with regards to a recording company, I would say maybe. But obviously, if I groom an artist, I would have to do it.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think I'm brave enough to do it. And I really still feel like I need to work on myself.
Of course, of course.
I don't have that much knowledge to now be like, okay, I'm opening a record label.
Yeah.
Or open it and then I am the first artist under it. I think that would make sense more.
Yes.
That's where I would start. So actually, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good to hear. I like that. I like the idea that I've just, you know, it's a good idea. So if there's any, if you could name 3 artists right now from the top of your head that you could say, do you know what? These are the 3 artists that I would love to work with, whether it's in South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, USA. If it could just be 3 artists that you would love to work with, who would it be and why?
Number 1, Chris Brown.
Yes.
Inspired me from 16. From the first album, I've always been he changed my life, really.
Oh, wow.
Second, I'm loving Rosalia's vibe. I feel like I'm even hooked. I find myself dancing like that. So I think, you know, it creates a very beautiful vibe together. And she's just killing it. I feel like, you know, her coming from Spain, I sometimes see myself because I come from a very rural but also urban background, and it's just a combination. And I'm there, people are like, what are you doing? Her with the flamenco vibe, and I'm here with, you know, pop country, but there's still Maskandi as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's also definitely one of the people that I would like to work with. I'd like to work with Timberland as well.
Oh, yes.
As a producer, you know, the era of where he was killing it with Missy Elliott and Aaliyah, that was just crazy. So yeah, I think those are the 3 people. Shucks 3 is so...
Yes. Oh, wow.
Those are the 3 people that I would love to work with.
Amazing, amazing. So hopefully we're praying, we're putting it out into the atmosphere, into the universe, that Simmy shall work with these people in the future to come. Universe, you're listening to this interview right now, and hopefully, you know, we will definitely see a Simmy and Chris Brown track and Timbaland, all the artists that you've mentioned, definitely in the future. Simmy, this has been such a pleasure for you to come on our platform, for you to let us interview you, and for us to get to know you more and your story more and about you. And before we leave and before we end our interview today, is there anything that you'd like to share with us and the viewers and your fans and anyone that's going to be watching this interview?
Yeah, man, thank you so much to you guys, you know, because clearly you guys speaking to me, there's some love that's coming from the
Of
UK.
course.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are enjoying the stories that I have to tell.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep, like accepting more stories from myself. And yeah, to you and the world, like the whole world, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really humbled. Thank you.
Oh, Simmy, it has been such a pleasure, and I can't wait for this interview to drop. I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, can't wait for everyone to see our amazing conversation. You are literally just a very powerful and amazing woman, and I've loved hearing you speak, and you just made me feel at ease as well. And I love that about your energy. I told you your energy. You've got a nice energy about you. So keep shining, keep writing your stories, keep telling us your stories. We're here to support you here in the UK and worldwide and everywhere. And thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you so much.
Thank you.
No, that's fine. Take care.
Thank you guys. Take care as well.
You too. Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.